Yesterday, we gave you a story about how Ron Paul had some issues regarding race, of course, based on his old newsletters from the 1980s and 1990s. And we showed you a lot of the quotes from those newsletters, which appeared damning. Well, let no one say we are not the fairest show in the country. We have unearthed Ron Paul video from 1988, the same time as some of those newsletters, where he is saying now that the war on drugs victimizes minorities the most. In fact, a position he still holds, and one that affects minorities a great deal. So now let's show you that. This is from C-SPAN at the time, and let's watch.
We do know that opium was used by the Chinese, and the Chinese were not welcomed in this country. We do know that the blacks at times use heroin, opium, and the laws have been used against them. There has been times that it's been recognized that the Latin Americans use marijuana, and the laws have been written against them. But lo and behold, the drug that inebriates most of the members of Congress has not been touched because they're over there drinking alcohol.
Indeed, indeed. So, as some of his newsletters are going out saying terrible things about African Americans and other minorities in this country, here he is, at that point, a candidate for the Libertarian Party, saying things that are clearly in favor of minorities and saying, hey, you know what, this has a lot more effect, his supporters say, because if he actually got rid of the drug war, and if he actually issued a pardon, as some of you have written in and told us here, and yes, we read your comments and we care a lot about it, right? That would have a much greater impact on discrimination and racism in this country against minorities who suffer through this drug war disproportionately. And now I want to give Ryan Grimm credit here too. He's the one who actually found the video as the best as I can tell on it and wrote a very good article on it in Huffington Post where he talks about how Ron Paul on this issue is right. Yes. A lot of the laws against opium and marijuana in the beginning had a huge racial component. Some of the drugs were coming in through Jamaica simply because it was coming in through India and it would stop in Jamaica in a lot of times. And the Panama Canal, he writes about, the workers used to take it there and then brought it in through New Orleans. But so some of the component was against African Americans. Some of the demagoguery was against Latin Americans, certainly Mexicans coming in at the time. On the marijuana front, against the Chinese when it comes to the opium front. And Ron Paul, as usual, and this is the credit we always give him, has been consistent on this issue, that he's been against the war on drugs and he thinks it discriminates against minorities. So on that front, all the credit in the world. So does it balance out or does it even out the stuff that was in the newsletter? I don't know. That's for you to judge. It doesn't make you less likely to believe that Ron Paul himself actually wrote those newsletters. That's for you to judge. As I look at it, it's interesting evidence and certainly something that he's been right on for a long time. So there you have it. As Ron Paul turns, or as the information about him keeps turning and going in different directions.